Welcome back, YouTube. We are here for the premiere of the new build. There's so much to go into this, that's going to go into this. It's just going to be awesome. I got so many boxes of all different stuff I'm going to open up and show you. Some of them are already open, but we're going to cut, grind, and customize the whole rear swing arm. This Bdx Spiderbox is getting a full Bdx front end and tire. That's upper and lower A arms, the spindles, ball joints, tie rods. We're going to reinforce the bulkhead. We're going to cut the top of this. We're going to angle it. It's going to become a single seater. We're extending the rear axle. That's going to be 45 inches as opposed to its stock 37 inches. This thing is just going to be awesome. So stay tuned. We're going to go through all the parts that we got so far. We still have some more that we need to get. I'm just waiting for them to come in. Still waiting on the ball joints, the Bdx ball joints. I got my tires. That's going to be them. This is just going to be awesome. I'm going to get the extended 8-tooth rack and pinion for this. We're going to cut and shorten the neck that comes up to the steering wheel. Just so much we're going to do with this build, and I'm really excited. So if you guys stay tuned for the progression of this Bdx Spiderbox build, will be awesome. Really like it if you guys can subscribe. I work on these things. Yeah, it's fun, but I do them so that you guys can see how I do them. Little tricky, quirky things that I do, and I think that they'll be helpful to people who actually watch the channel. So definitely give it a thumbs up, man. Like the channel. Definitely subscribe. It does mean a lot to me. So with no further ado, man, let's get to showing you all the parts I got so far for the Spiderbox. Alright, so we are going to go through everything that we're putting in here. First off is a 45-inch axle. I bought new axle bolts for it. This way the locking thread is brand new. But that's going to be so much awesome than the stock fitting because it was only 37 inches, so the other one was probably only about yay long, maybe. So it's going to push the rear tires out wider, give it a stronger stance. We're also putting a 3-inch lift on the front, 2-inch lift in the back, all new shocks. I just can't wait for this build. It's going to be so awesome. Alright, so here we got the boots for the rack and pinion. These are the Bdx front spindles. I'm going to show you an example of the stock spindles as opposed to these Bdx spindles. The difference is phenomenal. Hold on a second. Okay, so this here is your stock spindle for the Bdx Spiderbox. You see how they weld the back of the bolt right to this plate right here. These are not grade 8 bolts. They're actually kind of crappy. The wall is thin. Okay. As opposed to the Bdx front spindles. These actually go, if you can see it, hold on. These bolts go completely through the whole spindle itself. It has this extra reinforcing for the front spindle, as well as this plate that's welded on is actually for front calipers. So I'll be able to run front brakes on this. This is a grade 8 bolt. The difference is pretty awesome. My bad about that, YouTubes. I was interrupted. Alright, so, like I said, back to the spindles. Here is your Bdx spindle, as opposed to your cheap, jankety Spiderbox stock spindle. This is awesome. Where are we here? We're upside down. There it is, man. Bdx. These front spindles cost me $100 for the two of them, but I think it's well worth it because they're not gonna bend. All right. Also got the collars. So whether or not I have the 5/8 or the 1/2 inch, you can accommodate that. These are actually going to be the lifting tie rod ends for the tie rods to lift them up. Because once I lift the front up 3 inches, the tie rods aren't going to be able to turn or reach. So these are going to be your extenders. There's so much more to come. Stay tuned. Hold on. We're getting there. So to take note of these gussets, they're kind of a spider web type gusset. So what I'm going to do is I bought these gussets here. These are 3.5 by 3 inch gussets. They kind of match the whole Spiderbox web theme. So I got those, and that's what I'm actually going to use to reinforce the front end. Also picked this up. This is going to be pretty awesome. This here is a 24-inch light bar. These are all spotlight sections, and the outside pieces are floodlights. This is going to go on the front of the Spiderbox. But this is really nice, man. These are quality lights. They're expensive, but you get what you pay for. So that's really cool. What else do we got here? Like I said, I still have an order coming in. Got a few more things that we ordered. That shit should be in real soon. Those boxes. Here. We got the engine plate. 8 thick metal. It's gonna be cool. Also picked up 2 more gussets following that web design. These are 3 inches by 3 inches, and we're gonna use these. I got 4 of them. We're gonna use these for around the rear swing arm, just to keep everything braced in really tight. That's that. Now, originally when Bdx sent me their lower swing arm, these actually are not. Okay, so they had sent me their original bottom swing arm, A-arms. Now, if you look, this is the Bdx, but they have this groove that was in it, and they fucked up the bottom hole. So I had called them up and pretty much told them for $130 for just the lower A-arms, I wasn't satisfied. This nick is right here, and on top of it all, they fucking mounted the plate on upside down. So I basically told them, for that kind of money, you motherfuckers better come correct. So just in the mail today came my new rear A-arms free of charge. Now, I opened the box, but I didn't take them out of the plastic. All I'm gonna say is these fucking things better be legit. Okay. Very good. Alright, this one looks good. The hole is accurate. Okay, sweet. You know, I hate to be so particular or anal about something, but when you're paying almost $150 just for these two, I expect the quality to be there or be where it should be for that type of money. These were $130. The upper A-arms were $140. The spindles were $108. What else? The ball joints are $100. But now I'm going to show you the difference between these aftermarket Bdx arms as opposed to the stock arms. And it is a big difference. So let me grab the upper arm. Now I had cut this. This is a stock arm. I had cut it because I used the pipe to fabricate something else. But the first thing I want you to notice is the wall. Look at how thick the wall is on this stock A-arm. Look at how thick the wall is on the aftermarket Bdx A-arm. It's massive. This tubing is so much thicker than this. So as you can see, the tubing diameter is all the same. Now, this plate right here is what your ball joint would ride on. They have a E-clip that goes around. Usually that fails. Their ball joints are also known for failing as well. Stock arm, they just welded this crest and a little bit over there. And look how they welded this one. Now this as well is only thin metal, as opposed to your Bdx. The difference is huge. This is what the new ball joints are gonna ride on, and this is what they once rode on. Just this upper wall right here is so prone to bending. I mean, the difference is phenomenal, which is why I ended up getting these. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but you get what you pay for, you know? That wall is so thick. Okay. So, I pretty much got everything open that I bought so far. These tires were also from Buggy Depot, which all this stuff is from Buggy Depot, with the exception of a couple of shitty things that came from Go Power Sports. But let me just make the point that just the front end alone cost me $600. For the front tire kit, the big tire upgrade, rim and hub was $230. Upper A-arms were $140, give or take. Lower A-arms, $130. Ball joints, another $110. Spindles cost $1 change. Still gonna get my extended front shocks to raise the front up. The blocks for the tie rods, those were $30. So all in all, man, it's like probably more than $600. Kind of crazy. But let me give you some close-ups so you can actually see what's going on as a comparable difference between the two. Hold on a second. Okay, now this plate right here is what your front shocks are going to ride on. This is all 1/4 inch tubing. I'm pretty sure it's 1/4 inch tubing, as opposed to this thin wall, which is actually a bent tubing that's welded on. You look at the difference between the two. So fucking big of a difference. This should really be extremely sturdy. Costs a lot of money, and I still kind of regret it, but I couldn't imagine building this whole go-kart only to put jankety shit back on it. I already started cutting the back swing arm. They had bars that came across and went down to these pieces right here. I already started grinding off that, so that looks pretty smooth. Still gonna grind off this and those two bottom pieces. Now the only problem I'm gonna run into is this is a 31 tooth sprocket, but it's also on a 520 chain. And redoing the rear axle, I'm gonna have to get another sprocket, and probably for a 420 chain. They don't sell 520 sprockets for a torque converter. The other problem I'm gonna run into is how close the distance is between the two. I really would like to get a 39 tooth or 36 tooth sprocket, but then I'm gonna end up interfering with this plate right here. So that's gonna kind of screw me up a little bit. So I really gotta brainstorm. If anybody knows of any 35 tooth sprocket, give or take a couple of teeth, let me know. Give me a comment. Let me know in the comment section below what the deal is. So I don't know exactly how I want to put the rear swing arm plate in here. If you look, this motor mount is really big, so it's either gonna come right to the end of this piece here and then have an overlap. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna do this. I don't know if I want to put another square tubing across, if I want to put a piece of flat bar, like 1/4 inch flat bar that's not gonna flex, but it's actually gonna take up this whole section here. I think I'm gonna have to customize the brake caliper section. That's gonna be another fabricating exploration. Okay. Already put these shocks in the back. I was anxious to see what the height would give me. And these are actually 14-inch shocks as opposed to the stock ones. That battery tray, I'm actually gonna cut it out and build a tray right in the middle. I have a bigger battery come off a Kawasaki motorcycle. A buddy of mine had it. He asked me if I wanted it. Let me get this light on. This is the battery that came with it. A little Duralast jammer. We're gonna put this one on in place of the other Duralast. These are actually good batteries. They're decent. They're cheap, but they're good batteries. So we're gonna get this build started now. Going into this 05 Yerf Dog Spiderbox is going to be, if you've seen some of my older videos, a brand new Predator 420 Hemi motor. That's right, big bad 420. Yes sir. So that's that. Awesome. Alright guys, well, that was the introduction to the Spiderbox build. Probably get started on it next weekend. I had to clean up my garage because it was just a mess after the 3202 Yerf Dog build. The customer actually just came and picked it up yesterday, so I got my garage back. Got some room to walk around, move around, whatever the case. So, definitely stay tuned for this build. Please like and subscribe. It would be awesome if you did. Like I said, these things cost a lot of money to build. I don't have any people sponsoring me or sponsoring them and getting free fucking motors coming in the mail. I buy all this shit myself. And I build them so that you guys can see what it is I do, how I build them, my little tricks, like I said in the beginning of the video, things that I do that you may get ideas for, you know, and maybe do yourself. But nonetheless, man, this is it. Definitely stay tuned. Again, like and subscribe, man.